Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Sounds Good Radio. I'm your host, Schriver, and today I am joined by my good friend, Jessie.
Hello.
She is our very first guest on Sounds Good
Number
Radio.
one.
Yes, so we are so happy to have you here. Jessie and I grew up in the same town. We didn't go to elementary school together, but I think middle school and high school. I think
Middle school, high school. I got
you're,
held back though
I was
once.
going to say, were
Yeah.
you a grade ahead of me?
I was a grade above you, and then I got into a fight, and they threw me into a Catholic school. So yeah.
Okay, so I was going to say, did you go to Catholic school your whole elementary school?
Just the second, seventh grade, and the eighth grade.
Oh, so Catholic school didn't come till
It came later
the
on
middle.
in life.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
I thought you were with everybody else. And
No, I had to hit the embarrassment when you go into high school, and they're like, why are you a grade younger?"
oh,
Yeah, it wasn't that
dang.
I didn't get got like in elementary school where I could play off. Like my parents started me early. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, so how was Catholic school?
I'm not Catholic.
Right.
Yeah, so my parents tried to set me on the straight and narrow, but I physically fought a nun at one point in time. Yeah.
Jessie.
Yeah, it's real stuff.
Can we have that story? Can you
Oh
do you care
yeah.
to share?
Yeah,
Let's start off the episode strong.
boom. In Catholic school, one of my friends was like antagonizing the nun because she would leave like reasons to get baptized things in my dad's like mailbox. My dad worked there, that's why he sent me there.
Okay.
And anyways, I'm defiant, so she was like, "You're gonna burn in hell," and I was like, "Or you just spent your entire life married to Jesus, and you've gone this whole time without dick." For lack of a better words. And then we get into a huge argument. The bell rang. I was like, "I'm leaving." She said, "No, you're not." She tried to chase me out the building, and I hit her a few times with a door. And then I ran out of the building. And they got put into the box because this Catholic school, the punishment was this room they called the box. Yeah. Started then. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What happens in the box? Is
You
it
just
like
hang out in there. It's just
solitary
detention. Yeah, it's just
confinement?
detention. Yeah. I don't think I ever went more than 2 weeks in my entire youth without going into detention of some sort.
Okay.
So yeah, it
All
started
right.
out at St. We didn't start at St. Mary's. I was
Yeah.
in
It's okay.
it
There's a
did
lot of
start
St.
at-
Mary's.
Yeah. There's
There's a lot of saints.
One of them saint churches.
Yeah.
But, I went there for a little
Okay.
bit. I got into a lot of trouble. It was fun.
So then after that you went back to public school.
Went to high
and-
school. Went
okay.
to a public high school.
Any fights with teachers in regular high school?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got into a lot of like altercations. I was in ISS detention. I'd
Yeah.
say like at least every other week, every
Okay.
2 weeks.
Was it more so fighting with authority or fighting with your peers? Because it sounds like you more
Both.
so a little of both.
I liked both.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Anybody can
Oh
get
yeah,
it.
anybody can get it. When I was young, I was quick to hit, quick to be angry.
Okay, so
So-
after high school, tell us what happened then. College, children.
So for me, with addiction stuff, because it started early. Yeah, so right as the summer going into freshman year, I guess in middle school, I got told in middle school that my mom was dying. So she had Hep C and she was an alcoholic, so cirrhosis. I got told that in middle school. I'm sure that antagonized the behaviors. Also, I had a rapey uncle in the back. So there was like some sexual assault. I was angry. So the defiance really probably stemmed from a lot of that.
Yeah.
But honestly though, even like before those times and everything, like even when I was like a little kid, like I feel like the way I even ate candy, Halloween candy, is addict behavior. Like I was hiding that stuff under the sheets and things and like gorging. So I always felt really I grew up and all my life felt extremely different, out of place. And the way I handled that was I did the extreme things.
Mhm.
So extreme behaviors, I loud, wild, the dares, I'm gonna do them. Really defiant with the law.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the bulk of today's episode, we are going to be talking about addiction, recovery. Jessie is a recovering alcoholic.
Oh, addict on
Just
everything.
addict.
You name
Recovering.
it.
Okay. Recovering
Food,
addict.
sex, love, money, drugs, the whole nine. You name it, I've done it twice.
And the reason I wanted to have Jessie on the show is because I am a child of an addict household. So both of my parents were addicts. They are both now in recovery. And growing up, I didn't really have anybody to talk to about it. And I know not only being an addict yourself, but having parents who are addicts, I think you and I will be able to kind of relate on things. And this is really the first conversation that you and I have opened up to each other about. So you guys are going to be hearing it for the first time while we are kind of delving into the world of addiction. So a little bit of a trigger warning. Some of these topics might be a little sensitive, hard to hear if you are somebody that struggles with addiction or you have a family member that does. So if this is not a good time for you to listen, I totally understand. Save the episode for later. But if you do decide to stay, we're going to talk about some good stuff, uncover some traumas and some healing, most importantly.
Yes.
Okay, so you said in middle school you found out that your mom was dying of hep C and cirrhosis.
Yes.
So you grew up in an addict household as well.
Oh, absolutely. Where the way I grew up is now, of course, they weren't like pro drugs, but it was a very like functioning alcoholic society where my parents played softball. So after every game, they all had beers and drinks. Every weekend, my parents went out to the bar and shot pool, and I was, babysat, which is where the uncle got me. But yeah, it was a very common at Christmas. Everybody came over to drink. At Thanksgiving, everybody came over to drink. It was very much a part of life. It was how I grew up and how everybody in my family. It's how we related and how we bonded. Is you drank together. So one, you take any child and they have some anger and some things that they're struggling with. When once I was introduced to substance, like the first thing was smoking pot, and then it was the next week I was drinking. And I'd say like my first drinking experience, like some people it takes them a while to black out. I blacked out day one. Like I got blitzed and blacked out. I'm not a vomiter, but I love to pee on things.
So like you were saying, your personality, you go to the extreme. Mm-hmm. So it's like you skip steps 1 through 7 and you go straight for the money shot.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm a through and through addict. Like there is no small amount of anything. So yeah, which now I consider a good thing, but still, yeah, growing up, I went straight and became a drinker quick. And then in high school, so I felt like I was always such an outcast and loser, like all through middle school and even, before then. And then I got held back early or late, And so it was, I started partying and drinking and with the seniors when I was a freshman. And then all of a sudden I felt like, I was one of the cool kids. I'm a cool kid now, Yeah. Got my first DUI at 16, ran a car through a house. Yep. While in high school, got my first DUI.
I did not know this.
Yeah, because you were doing normal things. Like cheer practice. I was getting drunk.
So the drinking started at about what age do you feel
13.
like? 13. So super young.
Super young.
Did you go and get the alcohol on your own? Were you with friends? Do you remember your first drink?
Yeah, I remember. I think we had a party at a friend's house. Maybe it was the first time. I remember my first time smoking pot because I also sucked a willy the first time that night too.
Oh God!
I'm telling you, I just did it all like quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super quick. I'll never forget it. I'll remember where I was.
Oh
I was at a skate
Lord.
Park.
Oh God. And I know exactly what skate park you were at.
Oh, class act.
That was right? I spent many a day at that skate park with my very first boyfriend.
Yeah, see, classy.
Not smoking weed or anything.
Don't worry,
else.
I did enough for the both of us. All right, I jumped straight in. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so drinking by 13, car through a house by 16.
Oh yeah. I think before the car went through the house, I got into opiates though.
Oh, okay.
So the way I got into opiates, actually, I was already drinking, and I don't know honestly why it was never hard to get alcohol. I remember stealing it from gas stations, stealing it from my parents, um, and we always knew somebody. Like I said, I was hanging out with seniors, and actually, I was even like some of the college kids, the guys that had graduated. I think my first like high school boyfriend was already in college, so he had like he could get it. So we were getting it. He also sold drugs, so it was great. But yeah, so I had a dentist and I went to him and I got some teeth work done and he gave me a prescription of Percocets and told me to chew too. Yeah, he knew. Yeah. Yeah. Um, because we live in a small town, he ended up having a lot of addiction issues himself, and
He was
is
my
actually
dentist.
yeah.
Yeah.
You probably know
We live in
exactly.
a real small town, y'all. And I had to go get fillings fixed because of the work he
Yeah,
did
same.
in my
He
mouth.
actually ruined my
Yeah.
mouth, and whatever.
Yeah.
R.I.P. But
Yeah.
he gave me my
Damn.
first prescription. He knew my parents. So he thought that I think he thought that's what I was there for because my parents were known partiers and he partied with my parents.
Okay.
Maybe I don't really know what his logic behind it was, but every time I went to get my teeth cleaned, he would give me a prescription.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The first time I got them, I chewed up the two. I had a boyfriend that had like picked me up and we had the whole prescription. I got immediately sick and like threw up. And where normal people would throw up and be like, oh God, this isn't for me. I was like, this is heaven. And
Really?
immediately started, I think we got the whole prescription and did the whole thing in a day and a half.
Damn.
And, yeah, just throwing up constantly.
So you would just take them and just instantly.
Oh, chew them up, and then once they would hit like good, I'd get good and high. I'd start throwing up. And honestly, my drug addiction, my alcohol addiction, and my drug addiction are two. I've got a relapse in between where I really got to focus on the alcohol addiction. But when I was on the drugs, the opiates, my goal in life was to throw up. Like that was, I'm not high until I've started throwing up.
Really?
Yeah, and the places I've thrown up at are just absolutely. I remember walking through Walmart and there would be bins with like carpets rolled up, and I just and then move on like.
So with the throwing up, did that like offer you some sense of relief,
Oh,
or
no,
it was just it was a part
I
of
was
the.
good. That's how the level I wanted to get to.
Okay.
As an addict, like everything I want to get as close. I want to get as close to death as you can get. Is really the way it was.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to get. You're constantly. It's a chase. You're constantly chasing it to be that good. The Percocets didn't last long, and then I grew up in the early 2000s, so we had the oxys. I got the inside of oxys, and then I hit the Opana market, and I would say that even still to this day, I've got I'm going on 6 years clean from opiates. And I could not today be in a room with an Opana. It would absolutely send me into a panic. Like I would have to, I'd run and cry.
Is that a part of the recovery process of like knowing what your vices are and knowing that like I'm not at a point now where I'm strong enough to face that and be able to say no?
It's just, well, being in recovery, they teach you so many things, and it's like anything I don't say out loud can get me, like anything that I don't own, like your secrets keep you sick. So like if I don't own that as a part of me, like it can absolutely get me. Or to think that I have that under control. Like it never bothered me after I got clean to work around it. And I've had surgeries and I refuse the opiates. But they don't set me off, but I think that an Opana, for some reason that triggers.
Can you tell me, because I don't really know the difference, and people listening might not know the difference. Can you tell me the difference between an opiate and an Opana?
They're both opiates.
Okay.
It's just your flavor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was
so like
it
gin
was just,
versus vodka.
Yeah, it's just like that, and it was. It's just the flavor of it that got me the strongest, and I mean, I remember the first day I did it, and I was like, this was created to get high. Like, this was not created for anything else. I'm pretty pretty sure they're off the market now, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a flavor, I guess, is the way to, but it was everything about it. But yeah, high school sent me in. I was already so I was in addiction, early high school.
And this was while you were like going to class every day.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Hey.
I was in class, yeah, all the time, super high. I didn't know there was another way to be.
Right.
And thought I was so cool for doing it too, So then, graduated high school. My mom got sicker. I jumped into nursing school because I didn't want her to die, thinking I wasn't going to do anything. Was in nursing school, dating an absolute piece of crap drug dealer. My mom progressed with sickness, and I ended up pregnant. So I got pregnant and found out I was pregnant, told my mom, and also some backstory. When my mom was drinking, knowing that it was killing her, it created I was angry at her. I was severely angry at my mom. I wanted her to be stronger than that. I saw my dad as a functioning alcoholic, because like he, only drank so much and then went to bed, and when he went to bed, he went to bed. My mom and me are more similar. So she partied hard, would wake up in the middle of the night and continue to drink. She was the real emotional, all over the place addict, just like me, really. But I was angry at her. So when so I got pregnant, I let her know, and in her defense, like, she a dying woman. So she was pretty upset and asked that I not tell my dad till she died. And it was just I was even more angry at her.
Yeah.
And that week, her health took it was going down fast anyways. So she went into like a fish breathing mode. We were already on hospice and all the things. But right after I found out I was pregnant, she went into pretty much where she was like nonverbal. And we took care of her at home. And I was in nursing school, dating a piece of crud. So I would take care of her and everything. But she would like reach up and like try to talk to me, or like, how like dying people do. If you know, if you don't, cool. And I wanted her to die knowing I hated her. So I let her know, like, I would take care of her, but I was like, fuck you. Like, cause I was a 20-year-old, or at the time, maybe 19. But I was, I was a baby, and I was angry, and here everything was happening. And, but I didn't see that at the time, So I remember the last night that I had helped roll her and take her and change her. And I remember her reaching up and me like being like, fuck you, And then I went to bed, and I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and I couldn't hear the machines anymore, because she had machines in the house that she was on. So like, oxygen, all the things. Yeah. And I was like, oh, she's gone. And it was too late. I couldn't say sorry. So if I didn't have things that I was angry about before, about feeling different, about, some abuse in the background, all the things. If I didn't have those things, this was a catalyst for me to be really angry and upset. The whole pregnancy with my daughter, I was in nursing school, and I used the whole pregnancy. Like, I learned in nursing school that opiates are only like a category C, and it's only bad if you do so much that your respiratory. I made all the justifications I wanted, right. Yeah. I didn't get caught, because Monday through Friday I would go to nursing school, and then on the weekends I'd get high. So the doctor's office never caught it in my system. She was born healthy. And it was also a really abusive relationship. I was, getting super beat. And it's wild to think of now, because it's like so past, Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that did it for me. I had my daughter, and I worked as a nurse, which was great, because they gave me the keys to the NARC drawer. And I'd say 10 to 15 years of what I considered a functioning drug addiction. So, and I could go into stories. I got another DUI. I think I caught a felony. I don't know how many domestic assaults I have. I've been arrested a lot. I thought about it on my way up here and I was like, I wonder how many times. I do not know.
Okay, a
Yeah.
lot of times.
Yeah, a lot of arrests and
Um,
yeah, a
I
lot of use.
I want to touch on the way you were feeling when your mom passed away. Because I have a similar story and experience with my mother and her mother. That's her story to tell. I don't know if she really wants me telling the story, but very similar to what you described. And it was because it was a cycle, a generational trauma, a cycle of addiction. I come from a long line of alcoholics and drug addicts. We're talking generations and generations back. Um, and so with my own childhood and having functioning addicts as parents, and to hear my grandmother passed away before I was born, and that's who I'm named after, Schriver. That's my namesake. So to hear all of these stories that my mom had about her own mother and the absolute hatred and disgust and embarrassment and sadness that she carried with her because of her mom, to then see her repeat those same cycles with me while simultaneously, you say you hate this so much, but you're doing the exact same thing to me. But because she was a functioning addict, she made the justifications. Well, she's taken care of. She has a roof over her head. She gets everything she wants. X, Y, and Z. All the while, the only thing I wanted from my mom was her sobriety. So to hear you say that and to have my mom have had a similar experience, it goes back to, like, you think you're so alone, but there's so many people out there that share the same story as you do.
Yes.
And before my mom got sober, I had to have one of those breakthrough moments of her where I was like, Mom, like, I don't want to spend my life hating you, and I don't want to feel the same way towards you that you felt towards your mother. Like, I don't want that. I want the change, but I can't want it for you. You have to meet me halfway. I can't want your sobriety more than you do. So that was a big thing for us to kind of get through and work through and overcome. And I never want to feel that way about my mom. Like, as angry as she has made me in the past, as frustrated, as much embarrassment as I have felt, like, and we're going to touch on this later too, of like having the protectiveness over your addict parents. We're going to touch on that a little bit later. It's a weird dynamic to have with an addict parent because there's so much love and there's so much anger at the same time.
Well, when you're an addict parent, so what it is I took it's all about me. It was all about me at that moment, you know? Um, and everything I hated, I became. Everything, just like your mom. I was your mom. And I hate that you had to do that for her because I thank God daily. I mean, my daughter has seen way more things than she should have ever had to see, but I thank God that I got it together before she had to tell me to get it together, you know? Um, and that was just a God intervention for me, or higher power, whatever. But yeah, so for years, for the 15 years of addiction, it was poor pitiful me. It was my mom sucked, this had happened to me, and this is what I describe it as. It's like I wore a backpack with these bricks of trauma in it. So anytime anybody wanted to be like, well, you got arrested, well, yeah, duh, because of this, like, you're doing this, and it'd be like, well, duh, my mom died. Like, I went through, and it's crazy the way that it happened for me. um I went to a few different rehabs. I relapsed, came back, relapsed, came back. I did finally hit and had some consequences because I snuck off to rehab a few times, and I was working with with IJ, and I got busted stealing. And I'm talking years of doing it and never got busted. And I think I wanted to. I was getting so reckless, like I wasn't even using fake names anymore to sign out the narcs. Like I was like scribbling. And I knew it was coming. I'd started dabbling in heroin. Fentanyl had came out, so I was dabbling in that, and it was like I knew it was. I hadn't gotten to using a needle yet, but no offense on anybody who does. But I knew if I did, I was going to be gone, and it was getting there. So maybe it was a cry for help. Got busted stealing. Finally went to rehab, and to my last rehab as of now. Um, and I always say this too because I went to rehab a few times when I chose to go, and I relapsed every time. The last time I went, I had zero intention of getting clean and sober. I thought I'd find a way to get prescribed it and we would just move on. Like, there was no once. And I say that because people will be like, I came on my own accord. And I'm like, I don't give a damn what gets you in the door. Just get in the door.
Yeah.
I got a book given to me, and it was talking about all these different traumas, and I was in my head about poor pitiful me. This had happened to me. My mom did this, my dad did this, all the things. Like, I'd been beat, like, and it said in order to heal the trauma to write this letter to yourself. And here I go, like, writing my self-pity letter about how horrible everybody has been to me. And I used to always talk about this. I just said this to a client today on my way here because, her life is falling into shambles and I'm trying to get her into rehab.
Yeah.
And I was like, my favorite saying back in the day used to be like, man, when it rains, it pours for me. Like, when it rains, it just pours on Jessie. But I'm writing this letter to little me, and my daughter looks just like me. And all of a sudden I had realized the abuse, everything that I was angry about, I had became. Like, absolutely everything. Like, I could tell you that she had the best birthday parties and I did all this stuff, but I wasn't there. Like, even if I was physically there, I was not emotionally or mentally there. My nervous system is racked because I'm, on drugs. So, and I also come out about this too. Like, there were times that I was out trying to score and she's in the back seat crying. And I remember just being like, shut the fuck up. Like, I abused her. Like, I physically and verbally abused my daughter in active addiction. And I say that, like, because it's so important for me to own all the things I did. I stole from dying people their pain meds. I did horrible things in active addiction. And I say that with, like, my chest high because it is so valid that that same person is also who I am today, But yeah, I was writing this letter, and then all of a sudden it hit me that it was me. Like, I had became all of these horrible things. There was this wild curly-haired woman who was a counselor at the rehab, and I was like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? I'll do anything you tell me to do because it's hitting me now. Like, I'm a monster, I became this thing that I hated so much.
Yeah.
And she was like, all right, well, first step first, you say your pleases and thank yous every morning and night. Double points if you get on your knees. And I was like, what? So, and that's where it started. Morning, noon, like at morning, I would get on my knees, please, and nobody, you don't have to have a certain God. Like, for me, it's like the Avatar people. Like, it's in all of us, whatever you got. And I started those steps. And I started to see and feel changes. And then I was in a 3-month rehab program, a professionals program, because of the nursing. It's the only way I could keep my nursing license. Yeah, they snuck me in there. Yeah. And recovery, I fell in love with recovery. I've never didn't love recovery. I have fought in it for years. I love recovery. I just have never loved myself enough to do recovery. So I fell in love with recovery. I did all the things, got a sponsor, worked the steps. The good things started to come into my life. I waited till a year, then I dated. And then
So what year was that you went into recovery?
2016. Okay. Or when wait, is that right? Or 19? Oh my God. I have no idea. I think it was when COVID hit is when I was coming out of rehab, right as COVID hit.
So yeah, COVID hit.
Is that
late 2019?
2019,
so,
yeah, okay. So yeah, it was probably around then.
Okay.
Yeah, man, years. Wild. And I did the programs, did all the things, working as a nurse, started dating, decided to have a son or a baby. He ended up being a son, got engaged. I mean, all the good things were coming, but I dropped recovery because I started to get all the things back.
Okay.
Um,
What does that mean? What, like,
quit going to meetings, didn't have a sponsor. You could look at like addiction as, and during this time too, when I would share about this, I would share that I looked at my addiction as this little monster. Like there's two of me, and there's this little monster in a cage, and I have to starve her to keep her down. You know, my first 3 years in recovery, my first 3 consecutive years in recovery, because there were some years that I was in and out. That's how I looked at my addiction, was this little gremlin inside of me that we had to starve and keep tiny, you know? And then when I got the good things, I was like, well, I'm cured, you know? There also was this like background in my head. My dad and my family wanted me off drugs. They never wanted me sober. So I kept thinking like maybe after a certain amount of time I can drink again. I wanted to be the girl that got to drink margaritas on the beach, you know? Like I wanted to be the girl that could go out and have shots, you know? I wanted that so bad. And a lot of that was because I looked at my addiction as this evil, gross part of me for so long. And I didn't realize I was doing it, you know? In recovery, they say like the first thing you put over your recovery, you'll lose first. My what was once a really great relationship, and I have no idea if it would have stayed that way, started to get really gross and bad. My son, who was, I mean, here I used with my daughter and did all these things with my daughter, and here I have this support system and all these things, and I had my son and I wasn't connecting with him. Like I could not connect with him. And well, it turns out he has autism, so that could have been, it was probably part of it. But you know, for the first year, I was like, what is wrong? Like I've done everything right and everything is feeling wrong. So I picked up alcohol again. And after 3 years and some months, I was working as a nurse at a rehab. Because I go hard, okay? I'm gonna go hard all the time. It was only a few weeks before I got my third DUI. Yeah, I've had 3 now. Got a DUI. My job fired me. Okay. Because I'm working at a rehab. And I didn't think that the problem was the alcohol. Like it still wasn't the alcohol. And I'd been through this. Like I'd been through drugs. Like I love recovery. I just never loved me. I wanted the good things, the promises of the good relationship and stuff so badly that I made people fit those narratives. So maybe, you know, my relationship, it was good for a little bit. And if I would have continued growing in the program, I would have seen that we're going to outgrow each other, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't do that. I wanted what I wanted when I wanted it. So
Yeah.
I had my relapse. My relapse lasted 1.5 years.
And was that a relapse just with
alcohol.
just alcohol? Okay, so you maintained it to alcohol.
Yeah, I maintained it, but it got real close there at the end. Because I couldn't drive because I got another DUI.
Right.
So I started calling my old using buddies for rides to go get booze.
Okay.
And there was one night I was like super wasted sitting outside in a car during a drug deal. And I was like, I am dangerously close to getting back on dope.
Okay. So, but you were able to recognize that even
that's because,
while being drunk.
Yeah, that's because that's the thing too, is any time in recovery is beautiful. Like the things I had learned in those 3 years and all those things, they were still back here, like waiting to come out. And the people that I loved and loved me in the rooms is what we call it. They would like check on me and stuff. Like it was so good. Like anytime in recovery, because I feel bad when people relapse and look, I threw it away. You never throw it away.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time, like recovery is riding a bike, and if you fall off, you learn to wear knee pads.
Yeah.
I fell off a lot. I wear a helmet and knee pads. I even might have a mouth guard now. Like but you know. Yeah, it guided me back home.
Yeah.
For me, recovery is the parents that I didn't get. Like, they've taught recovery, and the people in those rooms, those adults, they taught me to make my bed.
Mhm.
They taught me to be, have integrity, do the
Mhm.
things I said, which my parents were great people, but there's only so much that can come from that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I had a relapse. Ended up my engagement on Thanksgiving of last year. Started still drinking,
Mhm.
miserable. And then it was New Year's of last year in which I was hiding it while I had this job. Like I
Yeah.
was terrified that somebody was going to find out,
Yeah.
because I got this job back and no one asked me if I was sober. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
they're not asking, so I'm
Right.
not lying.
Right.
But I was, and had this job. New Year's was sobbing that I was either going to kill myself or I was going to I was going to do this the right way.
Mhm.
It was one or the other because I couldn't live like that. Like I hate when I'm in active addiction, man. Like
Yeah.
the hate you have for yourself
Mm.
it's unfathomable.
Yeah.
So yeah, last New Year's was my last drink. Went back to the rooms, working a program with a sponsor who is a absolute not like she is a drill sergeant. I call her every day. I work my steps in a fashion like in a decent manner. I
Mm.
have to go to at least 3 meetings a week, and doing that though changed something.
Mhm.
It's changed something that all the other years did not change.
Mhm.
Because this time I finally did it alone.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get a boyfriend, and I didn't like I needed to sit alone
Mhm.
and dive in. And I changed the way I looked at my addict self. So instead of seeing this little angry gremlin in a cage who you have to starve her out, like instead she's just a hurt child. Like,
Mhm.
and I had to, figure out a way to you can't let her completely out of there by herself. She'll burn the place down. But you take her for a walk and tell her she's pretty.
Yeah.
And you love her. And it's been the most growth in a year that I've ever
Yeah.
had. It's also been huge too. So everything I've learned that I thought I lost in life, I now see as a gift.
Yeah.
So my mom died when I was 20, and on the trajectory that me and her relationship was at, if she had not died, like me and her would end up fighting on Facebook,
Mhm.
all the things. And I remember having this realization that God, my higher power, took her from earth so because she couldn't have been a mom to me here.
Mhm.
Never would have. And gave her to me from heaven. Like every time I got just a DUI instead of died,
Mhm.
you know, because I did all the things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a change. Also, I think the first time I got sober, there was a lot of it doing it for my kids and doing it because I'm being told,
Yeah.
like this is this time has been a pure for me,
Mhm.
in nurturing that. It's still hard though.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely like when my mom finally decided to get sober,
How old were you?
this was 3 years ago.
Oh, damn.
She is October 5th. She's or 5th or 7th. I'm slightly dyslexic.
Yeah.
The numbers get confused, but yeah, just celebrated 3 years. So when she finally decided to get sober, she would always say like, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you, which on one hand I love because that's all I've ever wanted,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I would tell her like, you have to do this for you. This
Yes.
you have to want it for you.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted for her, was to want more for herself.
Yeah.
And to just have the opportunity to know who my mom is,
Yeah.
because she was high my whole life.
Yeah.
She was a functioning addict. And it's a weird dynamic because so my dad struggled more with alcoholism. He had one drink and it's off to the races, and that was his gateway
Yeah.
to everything else. But his drug of choice was alcohol, and he knew no limits with that. My mom's drug of choice was prescription medication. So it plays even more into that functioning narrative of, you get up and go to work every day. My mom, she kept a job. She always had a job. I was in school. I was in after school activities, sports, so like she maintained this household and that was her justification. And meanwhile, the only thing I ever wanted was you. I just want my mama. So this journey of having her sober, and then, before that, my dad was sober and she wasn't. They're divorced. So I constantly felt pitted between them.
Yeah.
I don't want to say to no fault of their own, because I mean it's just a product of your environment. You have divorced parents. One has chosen a sober life, the other has not, and it's just this back and forth, back and forth. And then I was able to confide in my dad while my mom was still in active addiction, and you almost feel guilty for that because it's like you don't want to feel like you're not being nice to the other one. Like it's such a mental tug of war, and on top of the fact I'm an only child. So the only people I can confide in about my parents' addiction is my parents.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So a lot of the things I struggled with were being parentified as a child, carrying the mental load of an adult as a child, because it's like my parents are 10 sheets to the wind.
Yeah.
Someone's got to keep it together. And what I noticed was, I think with you rebelled and you went to, I'm going to be the worst I can be, the most extreme. Whereas I had the opposite of like, I have to be the good person.
Yeah.
You're Lauren, you're so good. You're always so well-mannered. You don't act out. You don't get into fights. You don't disobey. And it's like, well, what other choice do I have?
Yeah.
You guys are falling apart enough for everybody.
Yeah.
I have no choice but to be the adult, but to be the responsible one, but to be the level-headed one, but to be the mediator. I can't tell you how many fights I witnessed between my parents. It just shit that no child should ever have to see. And all the while, I can remember as a kid thinking, why are y'all doing this? And you talk about how your parents did it to you. I'm like, if I'm 7 years old and can draw this conclusion, why the hell can't you figure it out? But I think for me, I ventured into like being the good child. And I saw what drugs and alcohol did to people, and it scared the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't ever want to be like that. I don't ever want to not be in control of myself. I don't ever want to not know what's going on. So I was terrified.
Yeah.
So I did not drink, do any type of drugs at all. I made it all the way through high school. I was the sober Sally friend. And also I think that comes into like being the adult, being the parent. I was the caretaker of all my friends. So all my friends that wanted to dabble and drink and, like high schoolers and college kids do, I was like, all right, I'll be the sober driver. I got you. Like if someone's going to take care of you, I'll take care of you. And then when I finally did, I tried weed before I tried alcohol. And I boo-hooed. I felt like such a failure. I was like, oh my God, I'm such a hypocrite. I went against everything I said I would never do. And I mean, it was like this guilt I felt because I was like, I'm doing what I hated so much of my parents, which weed,
Yeah.
But I and then I tried alcohol at some point. I really can't remember the first time I tried alcohol. Alcohol was never my thing because I got sick one time and I'm like, this is awful. So you love the throwing up.
It must be nice.
You love the throwing up. I was like, oh my God.
Human reaction. Just
but also like as a kid, I never really got sick, knock on wood, and I was never a thrower upper.
Yeah.
So like to throw up for me is like a one-off. And when I did it, I was like, oh my God, I never want to throw up again. So yeah, I drank a couple times to the point where I felt like I'm too drunk and I hated it. I was like, I don't ever want to feel this way again. And it just takes too much effort to drink. Oh, God, it just, and then you feel like shit. So drinking's just never been the thing for me. But never tried anything past that because again, terrified.
Oh yeah.
Terrified.
I have.
Like, no.
I loved it all. You remind me of my daughter. My daughter, I think, handles it like you.
Yeah.
She has had, and which is my fault, but I can see where she has had to be the adult for so long that
Mm-hmm.
she has been so well behaved, so good. Like the anxiety on this girl, though, like I can see it now. Now, because the thing is I can't change what
Mm-hmm.
I've done,
Mm-hmm.
and your mom is like on 3 years, so like she's just there, and you're now a grown woman, so
Yeah.
that makes
And
the
she did it cold turkey all by herself.
oh God,
She's never stepped foot in a
bless
meeting.
it,
She's never,
bless it,
she did it all by herself.
yeah, bless
So
that
go,
man.
mama. We love
Yeah,
you.
that's hard
Like,
stuff right there because the girl
whew.
needed meds and a doctor.
Yeah.
Like
Well, truth be told, she wanted to go to
mm-hmm.
rehab to some type of there were no there was nowhere for her to go.
Yeah,
I think just like with her age, and it's almost like if you have a job, if you have health insurance, you unless you get in trouble on the job, like there you don't have any resources without having to pay out the wazoo,
yeah,
you
you
know?
do have to pay sometimes. Yeah, see, that's what I do now is I
Yeah.
get people into treatment.
Right.
It can be messy when you're older, especially.
Yeah.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
But also, there's been a lot of times that I have came across clients that I cannot get in
So
anywhere.
does the work you do now, is it outpatient recovery or inpatient or a little of
Well, the
both?
rehab I work, we have a medical detox, residential treatment,
Mm-hmm.
inpatient for about 28 days. And then we have PHP, IOP, which is like and sober living. So where you still go to classes.
Mm-hmm.
And we serve very big ranges. So I've got facilities for the 10 care. We don't have any grant beds. And then I've got facilities for commercial clients. But being in this, it's not like selling vacuums.
Right.
So we all work with each other in the
Yeah.
area. So like even like today I had a guy that had Medicare and Medicaid. So an older, well, he was not. But anyways, I couldn't get him
Yeah.
in, but my boss is one of my favorite things and the reasons I will never leave, hopefully. But he at the end of his meeting, he's like, as long as you're getting people into treatment, I don't really care. Like that's the
Yeah.
goal. Like
Yeah.
it's not just our treatment. But
Yeah.
it is a super tricky thing. And I remember going to treatment and not even knowing that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was an option. Like,
Yeah.
so, that happens too. But yeah, I think when what you were touching on with the children, it is very prevalent for me in my daughter's relationship that I allow her to be mad when she's mad. I allow her to feel, I allow her to, and I don't make excuses for my behaviors anymore. When I was drinking and I wasn't using drugs, I love to be like, I'm taking care of this baby. I'm a stay-at-home mom. And when now he's so well behaved and wonderful, and his therapies have made a difference. But there was a time that he was having these autism fits left and right. I love that.
Fanning my eyes, I'm tearing up.
Yeah, girl. But there were times that, he'd go down for his 3 o'clock and 2 o'clock nap, and I'm down in, a 6-pack real quick so no one would notice. And if my daughter said anything, I'm like, there were the fights she saw, So today I just try to let her feel that. And when it comes, it doesn't come all the time, but she's very reserved. And there's going to be, she's in therapy, I'm going to have to cross those bridges. But I think it's really important for parents to, when it comes to your children, you really have to give them permission to hurt,
Mm-hmm.
Not justification, but what about now? Like,
Yeah.
That's also with my dad though, too, which is a really bittersweet knife.
Yeah.
Because my addiction, especially in drug, I hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, physically, we got into fist fights frequently.
Yeah.
Like, there was one time I blacked his eye and might have broken his nose, and he swole my like, we were very volatile.
Mm-hmm.
He financially took the burden on when I was on drugs, and when my mom was dying, he was there. I was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
That now that I'm doing well, it's so hard for me to feel upset with him,
Mm-hmm.
with his behaviors. And not that his behaviors are bad. I don't see them.
Because do you feel like now where you are in recovery, maybe you're able to come from a place of understanding with him? Like you understand what he's battling?
Yeah, I don't know. This time in my recovery, this year in my recovery, it feels like I graduated him.
Mm.
Like and he's getting older.
Yeah.
So his birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, happy
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah. He's 71. He's an older guy. It's weird because all my life, like, and I think that's why I didn't want to get sober either, all the way sober. I didn't want to leave I outgrew everybody. Everybody that I was, because I grew up in this.
Yeah.
And when you're no longer the angry, bitter, when you do heal, like, there's levels of it that you have to graduate, like, and I've outgrown, my brother and me, we don't speak at all.
I didn't know you had a brother.
Yeah, he sucks. He's a half brother. He used to be awesome. But again, he sees me as a junkie. And I mean, that's been time, and he plays, talk. I also, when I was younger and in this, like, I was so quick to get angry and hostile. And then I learned that anger is a secondary emotion to fear and sadness. So I was like, oh, I'm just a scared little girl.
Yeah.
But it's I just outgrew my family.
Yeah.
And there's something that's beautiful about that, but at the same time, it's so lonely.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on, so you made a TikTok yesterday. And by the way, tell everybody what your TikTok username is so they can follow you.
Jessie doesn't cuss.
Even though she does.
She fucking does.
I'll put it up on the screen as well as in the bio. But you made a post yesterday kind of touching on, it's the holidays. It gets harder to deal with stuff. You were touching on your dad being a functioning alcoholic, and you had mentioned like he had fell and he didn't want.
This is not the first. It will not be the last.
Yeah.
So my dad, the way he does his alcoholism is he goes to the bar and he has only 3 beers at the bar, and then he goes home and he drinks vodka till he passes out. Sometimes he'll wake up in the middle of the night and drink more. I don't know. I don't really usually see him or talk to him after he goes to the bar. Because I'm in recovery and that's too, that's tough. But he has done this a few times. He must have fell last night, or not last night, Christmas night. And, he thinks he broke a finger and some ribs. So I stopped by his house to bring him some ibuprofen. And I know when it's bad, cause, whenever he's fallen and he gets hurt, he'll avoid seeing me cause he doesn't want me to see it. He's a tiny little man and he's old as shit. So, there's one time he fell through a glass table, and he'll kind of hide it. And so, I go to his house and he's not coming out of his bedroom. And I'm like, that's the thing that hurts as a child, is because there's a part of me that is still a little girl. And that's my daddy. Like, and my mom was dying my whole life. My dad was it. Right. My dad was it. I've been a daddy's girl since day one. It's been a hard year because, like, I used to go to my dad with all the issues. Like, if my tire blew, my dad. When my sinks get clogged, my dad. And then the way that life is growing for me, he doesn't even know how to communicate with me about some of the things I'm doing now. Like my finances. He's out of. He's like, I don't. This more than I know it. I don't know what to do here. Or my political views. He doesn't get him. And there's been a little knives is what it feels like, of pain, of just being like, but this is what he wants. And I will give my dad the grace and the compliment that he allows me to outgrow him. Like, he doesn't, like, some parents will put you down, and my brother and his wife, like, they want to put me down and keep me small. My dad has done a very good job of knowing he's outgrown, and he gives me the space. But I see how lonely he is in it. And of course that loneliness and his alcoholism, he fell and got hurt. This morning he sent me a text that he didn't drink all night last night. It's his first probably night in like years that he went a full night without drinking. And I had to like tell myself, I was driving and I was like, oh, don't get excited. And like, it's not the way I would talk to any of the people I try to get into treatment. I would be like, oh my God, I know to not do that and push it on him.
Yeah, it's definitely different when it's your loved one,
Yeah.
versus
And a
now.
parent.
Yeah, and a parent especially. And so you said that in the past when you were in active addiction, he had kind of said like, well, when he was taking care of you, he was like, you don't
Mm.
know what it's like to
Oh, yeah.
to not know if you're gonna wake up in the morning. And you said that you don't know what that's like because you only know that as a child feeling that way about your parent.
Yeah.
And that struck me. Because it is so true.
Yeah.
Especially like, being a child and witnessing the person that's supposed to protect you be out of their mind. And not knowing
Yeah.
if this time is going to be the last time. Is
Yeah.
this going to be the last time that this happens? So that really stuck with me when you
Yeah.
said that. And how you're learning how to cope with that
Yeah.
now because you are on a road to recovery. You're actively in recovery, but you're watching someone that you love still struggle with the same addiction that he's had since you were a kid.
I mean, when I want to be a full-blown human and not like live in my program has done so good by me by allowing me to heal things so quickly and move through them. But deep down, like at the end of the day, the core wound is like I had to watch my mom die like this, and now I have to watch him too. And this is all the family I have. And it sucks. I mean, it sucks. But at the end of the day, this also living this way and doing this program and implementing these steps in my day-to-day life has shown me that everything is a gift. Absolutely everything is a gift. And the level of which I'm allowing myself to feel hurt is also the level I will allow myself to feel love. So I have to sit with, and like, because I knew it was bad, like yesterday, like, man, and feelings aren't facts. Cause yesterday I was a wreck. I was a wreck all day yesterday. I cried. I went, the lady who threaded my eyebrows was like, "Oh, you cry a lot today." And I was like, I'm actually just crying. I just really need you to rip it and make it hurt.
My go-to is, I just sneezed.
Yeah, my bad.
No, my nose is running.
But I went to a meeting about it.
Okay.
And I shared about it last night and I poured out and I sobbed at this meeting, like, why the fuck do I have to do this again, And I want it to hurt so bad that I don't do it to my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's hurting me so much right now. But I mean, it's still, two things are true though. Like,
Yeah.
I can feel the gratitude of having the perspective to not be the one doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And thankful for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be lying that like every day, like it's an everyday. I wake up and and then it just sucks too because when you're a kid, you can't tell them that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't tell. That's the biggest part that gets me the most upset is that when I see my dad like this and I see him frail and I see him falling and I see him so sad, at the end of the day, he's still like the man who held me on his shoulders and that's the dad I miss and I see. So yeah, it sucks to see your parents are just done.
Yeah, I mean, not only watching them get older, but watching them get older through addiction.
Oh, yeah.
And you had, at the end of your message, you had said, like, it's okay to feel. And so you said, you went to your recovery meeting and you let it all out. And that has been something that I have been working through with my childhood trauma, is like really figuring out why I function the way I function.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I so stoic?
Yeah.
Why don't I let people in?
Yeah.
Why am I the calm, cool, collected person? And it goes back to like I had to be.
Yeah.
And something that has been very, very hard for me to deal with, navigate, are my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a child, I was taught at a very early age that my feelings did not matter. It didn't matter how sad I was. It didn't matter how angry I was, how embarrassed, how ashamed. Um, my feelings didn't matter, and expressing those feelings was a waste of breath because it would not change my reality.
Mhm.
And for a 5, 6, 7, 8 year old to be having those thoughts is unfair enough in itself.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I didn't, you have a child's mind. So I
Yeah.
don't even know what's happening. I just know I'm scared, I'm hurt, I'm angry. Those needs are not being met and reciprocated. So I'm going to internalize everything.
Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
to keep everything in. And I can remember growing up, like my mom would always be like, you never cry, you never cry, you never get upset. And I'm just like, I'm fucking screaming on the inside. You just can't hear it.
Yeah.
So it has been a blessing. It's Ajanique. Ajanique's here, y'all.
Yes.
We're still recording, but hello.
Hey.
So it has been a blessing that now I am able to express myself,
Mhm.
and I'm able to do that with my parents, and they are receptive.
Yes.
Because like you said, you had to take ownership and
Yeah.
you had to allow your daughter to feel.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you are allowing her to feel, because that's so important. Um and I know she's so thankful for you for doing that. So
She's not doing a great job yet. Like
she's
still.
let her get there. She's a
Yeah,
teenager.
yeah.
It's woo.
Because when I hear you talk about that, like I see her.
Yeah.
Like the same things you do, like she doesn't cry. Like
Yeah.
we're having to put our family dog down, and she's like made jokes about it left
Yeah.
and right. Like she refuses to feel.
Yep.
Like the damage that I've done is done.
Yeah. It's almost like, and I've noticed this especially in my romantic relationships.
Yeah.
I put all my needs to the side.
Mm.
Or at least I have in the past. I'm
Mhm.
obviously working on that now. But I put all my needs on the back burner and I don't express myself. And in the last situation that I was in, we had reached a kind of a stalemate where he needed me to open up more, but I physically, like, Jessie, I couldn't. Like,
Do you feel it in your body?
it's
Like when
it
you
was
shut?
literally like,
Yeah.
I mean, it goes back to like your chakras. Like
Yeah.
it literally was like my throat chakra was closed.
Mm.
Everything I wanted to say, because I wanted to open up to him and I wanted to tell him about my past and like, this is what got me here. This is who I
Yeah.
am. And I physically couldn't, and I had to tap in. I'm like, why can't I say it? Well, it goes back to, he didn't make me feel safe.
Mhm.
I did not feel safe with him. So it just, being a child of an addict,
Oh,
it
yeah.
it affects every aspect of your life.
So much.
So I'm so happy that you are in recovery, and I'm
Wow.
so happy that you are allowing your daughter to work through it at her own time, at her own pace. Because being a teenager on top
Oh,
of
yeah.
dealing with that, like, hey, there's a lot going on in her
Oh,
brain,
yeah.
I'm sure. So
And everything for them is for them, like happening to them, and it
yeah,
is what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, it's super wild to see.
What has been the most rewarding part of your recovery?
All my life I used to put labels on who I was,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I was defined as for
Mhm.
myself. So I was a nurse,
Mm-hmm.
I was a mom,
Mm-hmm.
I'm this, I'm that. And doing recovery, like I feel like I truly see myself as something else now. Like I really love me. Um and I feel like a light. Like it's way bigger than just a job or a thing. Like it's meant to like give, and I'm meant to give. And my favorite thing in recovery is the fact that when I do this and I work this program, I take the worst things I've ever done and the worst parts of my story, and they help somebody else, and it just becomes beautiful. Like it takes everything that is pain and turns it to purpose.
Yeah.
So that Also, my mom died, and I hated her for so many years that I remember when I forgot what she looked like and
Mm,
smelled like and
mm,
felt like. And I remember, I think it was during my 3 years of sobriety, like my first route in sobriety. And I remember driving one day, and a song came on, and it wasn't like a little bit, like I could feel my mom. So that my relationship with like what I consider a higher
yeah.
power, and the being able to turn the pain and beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, last thing, you also had posted a TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I love your TikToks. And y'all,
Yeah.
hey, a lot of the people that are listening to this is because they like my page, they like how I am. If y'all like me, you gonna love this bitch. Okay?
Yay.
You
I'll
want to
take
talk
it. I'll take
if
it.
I'm a hoot, she's a holler.
Yeah, I
Okay?
love that shit
Like
so
y'all
much.
want to talk about yes.
He is
I love your messages. I love how unfiltered you are. And I think because
waiting to not get the job, not
well,
waiting for the job to be like, hey, by the
right. Hey,
way,
by the way,
take this shit down.
tone it down a little bit. But no, I think because you are such an authentic human being, like
Yeah.
you can't help but to not love you.
Yeah.
So you made a post about you were talking about yin and yang
Yes.
and loving the
Love it.
bad parts of yourself as much as you love the good parts. So
Mm.
I would love for you to kind of reiterate that here.
It's also what affected your mom and me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, what wolf do you feed?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you look at all these horrible things that your parents did and you focus on that, you'll feed that.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at how horrible, I hated being a drug addict for so much of my life. Like I saw myself as this nasty thing, but there's a flip side to that coin, the yin and the yang. There's the same person that will rob your granny's pain meds and yell at her child to shut up so she can get dope or do those things. I'm also the same person that I answer that phone call at 3 a.m. to get somebody into rehab, even when I'm like, oh, damn it. Or I, will help somebody or talk to them or spend extra time or do this or do that. Like it's the yin and the yang. It's like finding out your the pendulum swings is basically where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like just as bad as it can be is just as good as it can be as well. And it's being able to see the beauty in the darkest moments and being able to see that some of the best moments got a little ugly in them too, you know?
Yeah, and you said, don't shame the worst parts of yourself. Instead, look at the opposite and feed that. And I love
Yeah.
that because it's like, I think human nature, we are self deprecating. We look
Mm.
at the worst parts of ourselves. And I'm on a healing journey
Yeah.
of self love and learning how to like verbalize the things that I love about myself. And also verbalize the things that I love about myself that aren't in service of others.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of the
Serve you,
times,
girl.
yeah, a lot of the times when you start to name off good traits, it's, well,
Mm-hmm.
I do this for other people.
Mm-hmm.
No, tell me what you love about you.
Yes.
So
I love
yeah, I
that.
really liked your message of like, as much as you feed the bad, you have to pour into the good
Yeah.
even more.
I don't know if any of it's even bad, really.
Yeah,
It's just human shit.
yeah, character flaws.
Human, a little character defect, a little spice.
Right, right. And yeah, so the message of that is the wolf you feed is the
Yeah.
wolf that you grow.
Yeah.
And don't focus on the things that you dislike. Instead, amplify the things that you love.
Or the things that you don't like, it's seeing that they are a flip of
Yeah,
another side.
yeah.
Like it's not like the same loud, boisterous, thing. You have two sides to everything.
Yeah,
Like
like I'm a procrastinator real bad, but on the flip side of that, it's going to be done. It's going to be done well.
damn right.
It's going to be very
Damn
meticulous
right.
because I spent way too much time thinking about it.
Yes, yes, I love that though. I absolutely love it. Yeah. Recovery's a cool thing, man.
Well, I'm
But
so
I
proud
mean,
of you.
I
My
feel
dad
like
works in recovery as well.
does he?
Yeah, so he's coming up on 20 years sober.
Oh shit.
And like I said,
We may know each other.
no, probably.
Yeah,
I'll tell you the center that he works at
yeah.
when we're done. But it's a center that's been in my family since my granddaddy. My granddaddy was one of the founding board members.
Bet you I know your
Oh,
your
you
family.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you
I'm
know.
in them rooms, man.
But yeah, so he now, when he decided to get sober, he went back to the halfway house on their doorstep and said, I can't do it anymore. They took him in, just like they took his daddy in.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I grew up at the halfway house, I grew like every Christmas, Thanksgiving, I was at the halfway house visiting my granddaddy because that's where he lived.
Dang, man.
And now that's what
No
my daddy.
wonder you were like, I ain't going there.
There ain't no way. I'd have been
Listen,
around
if
this
they
shit my
would have
whole
put
life.
me in a sober living earlier, I probably would have quit too.
Right.
Living with them bitches,
Girl.
tough.
So he lived there for a while, worked on premises, worked as a cook, and now he also does counseling. He still cooks on the weekend. He's gone down to his retirement hours
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So he only works on the weekends. But he loves it. I mean, it's who he is. He's able to help other people. Just like with you, like I think he found his purpose. As much as like people give recovery flack, and it's mainly the people that don't want to do it, that don't want to do the steps, and I'm sure every addict goes through that phase.
Oh yeah.
Because even I, as the child of an addict, I never wanted to go to Al-Anon meetings.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to go to that.
No.
So if you don't know, Al-Anon is addiction meetings for family members of addicts.
Yeah.
So my dad would always push me to go to them, and I'm like, nope.
You should work this. I think everybody should work the steps.
Probably.
Every human being, mark my words, every human being should work the steps, okay?
Also, I've been talking this whole time with my mic off, so I hope that picked up.
Oh, no.
It will. Listen, as much echo as we have, we probably, hopefully
Yeah, we got some loud voices, but still, I do think every human should work them steps.
Yeah, it's amazing, and he's been there for years, and he'll probably never leave,
Yeah.
So the halfway house is like my second home, basically.
Now, I love the good of recovery. I can see where for some people too, though, the rooms get a little, you can repeat the same old stuff too much.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where spirituality took off for me.
Yeah.
In recovery. I mean, I keep them as my parents, like I said, but
yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, man, quit tired of talking about this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I want
my mom. Yeah, my mom is the opposite. She's like, I don't want to go to the meetings. I don't want to hear about everybody else's problems because recovery has been a part of her life, her whole life. I mean, like we've been dealing with this for many generations, but it ends with me.
Yeah, congratulations though on that, because this has been, it's a hard thing.
Yeah, well, I had all the odds stacked against me to fall right down that rabbit hole. Yeah. But I was too scared.
And also, props on not being angry.
Well,
not all, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And being allowing yourself to feel like,
yes,
moving through it.
Yes.
Like, I could see where that shut off valve and everything would be really hard to like.
Yeah. About the time I hit 30, so right about before my mom got sober, my tank was overflowing. I was to the point where I could not hold it in anymore.
Yeah.
I dealt with my own traumas outside of my parents, through relationships and stuff like that. And I had bottled so much inside of me. I couldn't take it anymore. And I started having really bad bouts of anxiety.
Yeah.
I have really bad anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
Luckily it's been a while since, but like before my mom got sober and I was dealing with my own depression and stuff like that, it just kind of came. I had never really experienced it before, but it just like, you just feel like your whole world's about to end in a matter of like seconds for like no really particular reason.
Yeah.
And so like just little things will kind of tick me.
Yeah.
Like it'll just kind of scratch the ticket just right to where it's like, oh, yep, here we go. Full blown anxiety attack.
Yeah.
And it's like the most trivial things, but something about it in my subconscious, just like it activates my fight or flight, I guess. Yeah. But now that I am allowing myself to feel, and I'm allowing myself to uncover these traumas and childhood things and healings and everything, like it's good. It feels good to get it the fuck out.
Go you.
And I basically, like, I joke that once I turn 30, I haven't stopped crying.
Good.
I cry all the time.
I love
but
30s.
It feels, I
love our 30s.
The 30s have been great.
They're the fucking best.
Yeah. So
it is the best age.
Yeah.
By far.
I have no complaints. I honestly, if I could stay in my 30s forever, I think that would be.
I don't know. The girls in their 40s, I just don't want to quit being horny. Like, I'm cool with aging. Like,
Right.
I don't give a damn.
I
Like,
don't
I've been
think.
getting a beard and a mustache as I've been aging. That's the biggest. I ain't found.
I got a little peach fuzz
Oh,
coming in.
mine's more than a peach fuzz. Mine's a beard and mustache.
You got a little 5 o'clock shadow?
Yes, amen. And I ain't found a single gray hair on my head.
Oh.
But my mustache sometimes gets gray hair. And
Stop.
I'm like, I swear to God.
I can't.
I don't mind this at all, though. It's, but yeah, 30. Yeah, I was wondering, though, how you did it. Because, like I said, I see so much of Braylon in you. Exact same.
Honestly, a lot of self-work.
Yeah.
I warded off therapy because my parents got divorced when I was 15. Well, no, 13 actually.
Mm-hmm.
And in that kind of year-long process of the divorce and everything, my dad got really bad in his addiction, decided to get sober. It was a whirlwind.
Yeah.
There's a huge, pretty much from 13 to 16 is a blank slate for me. My brain protected a lot and just buried it away. So I don't know. My mom will tell me something. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she thinks I'm lying. She's like, yes, you do. You did. And I'm like, Mama, if I did it, it's wiped from my memory. It's gone. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I was in self-preservation mode.
Oh, no. My daughter does that too.
Yeah. So just,
same trauma.
just give her time, give her space. Like I said, my mom wanted to put me into therapy, and I was like, no, I'm not going to talk to some lady about how I feel. Like, that ain't gonna change nothing. Again, my feelings, talking about my feelings are not going to get my mom sober. So I think now where you're in a place of recovery and your daughter is seeing that and healing with you, it'll take her some time, obviously, because she probably has trust issues of like, is this time the last time? Is it going to happen again? But yeah, I just do I talk to myself a lot.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, what other better listener do you have than your own ears? I mean, truly. So I think also just the power of the tongue and speaking and getting those things off your chest, off your heart, and just saying it, even if there's no one there to listen.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to say it.
Tell it to the trees.
Yeah. The trees. Yes.
Go tell the trees.
Okay, so we're going to close out this episode with a little bit of rock talks.
Oh, yeah.
So this is our segment where we talk about crystals. And in the keeping of the theme of recovery and self-love and healing, I have some quartz crystals for us today. You can play with them if you want.
I do.
So first crystal we are going to talk about is quartz or clear quartz. So it is a clear, whitish, hueish. It looks like ice, basically. Okay. And
I don't know if that's a good analogy for this.
Well,
don't smoke it now.
Not that kind of ice. The ice you put in your drink. So clear quartz is a master healer. It enhances clarity and amplifies intentions, making it a powerful aid for setting and achieving recovery goals. So the good thing about quartz is it's the crystal that cleanses all the other crystals. So not only does it cleanse you, if you have other crystals, you can put it with them, set your intentions, and cleanse all your crystals. Spiritually, quartz has been used in almost every society in history, and it is highly regarded as a super frequency stone, commonly adorning the tops of pyramids. It is an essential tool to keep our culture running, and it helps us advance not only higher levels of technology, but higher levels of consciousness. And then, staying in the quartz family, I have some rose quartz. So,
bring it on.
Judging by the name, rose quartz is a little pinkish. It can vary in shades of like super, super light pale pink to even more like hot, like salmony pink. So rose quartz is a crystal that encourages self-love and emotional healing, fostering compassion during difficult times. It assists in awakening the heart to its purest, loving potential, allowing one to find love for themselves and for others. This awakening of the heart also provides deep feelings of personal fulfillment and contentment. It assists with the spiritual attunement of earth, universe, and the divine, which allows you to link your heart to the heart of others. Rose quartz carries a very feminine energy that encourages compassion, peace, tenderness, and healing. So that is our little rock talks.
I always use the rose quartz because I'm like, bring on the good wieners. Feed me.
Can't stand you.
Son's Holy Spirit.
Yeah,
back
so
to my Catholic roots.
it is it's good for self-love. amplifying self-love
I already
or
got self-love.
attracting love into your
Yeah,
life
there we
in all
go.
forms.
Please.
So yeah, that's our little rock talks. Also, this one is a
Yeah.
variation of, so this
Pretty.
is called golden healer quartz because it has, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but the tip of it is a little yellow. So it kind of looks like a little ray of sunshine in
I
there.
love that. Love that thoughts.
Oh, okay. Last thing, I was going to do a little smells good.
Okay.
So this is where we talk about our favorite perfumes, our favorite colognes. I told you to bring one, but if you didn't,
I
it's
did.
okay.
It's in the car, but I'll just
You
tell
can,
you about
yeah,
it.
tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It's one of the dossier. You know that brand?
The dossier,
Whatever it is.
Sure.
Yes, I am just obsessed with all of their knockoffs.
Okay. Oh, so they're a dupe brand.
Yeah, they're dupe brand.
Okay.
Yes, so
Tell me
that's all I
more.
got. But
which one of the dupes is your favorite? Like, which flavor is your favorite?
Right now, it's like floral marshmallow. It's supposed to be the Killian Love Don't Be Shy.
That's neat all day.
Girl,
that's our favorite.
It.
That's neat.
It smells like somebody needs to eat me up.
Yes.
All right. And
so
that's
it's
where
funny.
I'm going.
The marshmallow perfumes I don't like on myself, but I like them on other people. I love the way it smells on Neek, but on me, I'm like, ugh, get it off.
Yeah. I like struggle because I'll smell it and then on me, I'm like, is that my scent?
Right. Well, because the way it mixes with your own body chemistry. But I
like to switch it up.
Yeah. Oh, I have a whole tray of
Yeah. I'm loving this.
Okay, so the one that I have today is called Date and Caramel or Caramel, however you pronounce it. By Paris Corner. This is a dupe. So this is supposed to be a dupe of the Lush scents.
Okay.
They have one called Sticky Dates. This is supposed to be a dupe of that.
Yes.
So it is notes of caramel, dates, coffee, orange, sandalwood, vanilla, and amber. When I wore this,
gosh. Oh my gosh.
When I wore this, the lady at the gas station was like, "You smell like a freshly baked pound cake," and I said,
"Pound it,
pound it." No,
give it.
But I was like, "Oh, really?"
I'm gonna have to remember this. I need this.
I'll send you the Amazon link, or it's on my TikTok shop, I think. But either way. It was like good. $30, and this is like a heavy,
that's a big one too.
It's a big bottle, but it's a good winter scent because it's very rich.
I don't know, man. Put me in a bathing suit and lick it.
I don't know. I feel like this would be way too.
Stop, though.
That's okay. I think it would be too sugary sweet for summertime.
Maybe.
It's a good warm scent.
It smells really good though.
So yeah, that's all we have. I thank you, Jessie, so much for coming and hanging out with us here on Sounds Good Radio. As always, check our bio for all of our socials. Let us know where you're listening to. Also, don't forget to call the new phone number. Y'all, we have a phone number.
You have a phone number?
Yes, we got a phone number for the podcast.
Oh.
So, if you would like to call us, oh Lord, watch me not be able to get the damn number. Hold on.
I would call so many times and just be like prank calling.
You can. So it goes straight to voicemail. You can leave us a voicemail. Yeah. You can tell us a story, ask a question.
Love this.
Do like a this or that. You can tell us your favorite perfume. Any of our segments you want to just call and talk to us.
If you get really weird ones, you should just text me and be like, "Was that you?" Yes.
Yes, it was me.
It was me.
So the phone number to call is 423-225-6555. I tried
good.
Sounds good. Yes. I tried to pick a nice, easy one. So yeah, give us a call and let us know where you're listening from. We appreciate you guys, and we can't wait to see you next week. Bye for now.
See you. Nice meeting you.